afternoon, Lieutenant Colonel Aronson. Good afternoon, Cadre. Good afternoon, Wing. My name is Cadet 3rd Class Carlson.
And I'm Cadet 3rd Class Mora.
And today we are going to be briefing you on Air Force Special Warfare ODT.
We'll be going over what is Air Force Special Warfare, also known as AFSPECWAR. Special Warfare AFRDC Weekend, also known as SWAR. Our experience at SWAR and our takeaways.
So just to give a quick rundown of what AFSPECWAR is. So Air Force Special Warfare comprises ground combat forces that specialize in air power application in hostile, denied, and politically sensitive environments. So some of the missions and capabilities of AFSPECWAR include global access, which is accomplished by your special tactics officers, precision strike, which is specialized with the TAC POs, and then personnel recovery, which are going to be run by your crows. And so the enlisted specialties include your combat controllers, which is one of the only special warfare fields where those in the position are air traffic controllers. You have your PJ for pararescue, special reconnaissance, and TAC-P. And then on the officer side, there are 3 officer career fields in special warfare. It's going to be your combat rescue officer, also known as CROW, your special tactics officer, known as STOW, and then your tactical air control party officer, which is TAC-PO.
And we were briefed on a lot of that and a whole lot more at our Special Warfare Weekend down in Goodfellow Air Force Base in Texas. We went over a lot of expectations of these officers and enlisted, their drive, their motive, how they succeed in what they do. And a lot of that had to do with the pipelines with AFSPECWAR. And on the officer side, it's very interesting because you have to go to a lot of schools and a lot of programs. And before all that, you have to do really good. About 80% of all applicants in Phase 1 and Phase 2 to become a Special Warfare officer are dropped. So only 20% actually succeed, even less for enlisted. And we got a taste of that with the mini Phase 2. On the 3rd day, we woke up bright and early, got in our OCPs, got in formation, did exercise, got yelled at. We redid a lot of push-ups in formations because they really accentuate that we need to work as a team. In special warfare, you don't act as an individual. If you get told something, you do it with your team. You don't ever do it alone. And they really, really focus on that with everything we do.
Hoo-yah! So, there's a little bit of our
furthermore, this is more of our experience surrounding SWO. So obviously, top middle, we got a hotel room, just the 2 of us, first day. It was pretty nice. We went to Whataburger pretty early in the morning. And let me say right here, right now, it's not good. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, and now it's better. I'm sorry. And then top right, Major Atchison, bottom right, Captain UK, both Special Warfare officers, both TAC POs. And we got to talk a lot with them, especially since they were on our flights going home. So it was really nice getting to know them behind the uniform and everything they stood for, and they were just amazing people, and honestly, they're amazing role models.
It's just a whatever review. So yeah, kind of going over some of our experience here. We'll just kind of run through it really quickly. So kind of here on the top left, we have Grass and Gorillas. Really fun time. Just to really quickly give the rundown, they formed us up into 2 elements in like a PT formation. And while the first element does some kind of like bear crawl or some kind of exercise to one spot and then back, the person in the second element has to hold something like do flutter kicks or do a 6-inch heel hold off the ground, which becomes very exhaustive, and you rely on your teammate to try to complete their objective quickly so that you can get a rest. And then actually this photo in the top middle is actually me carrying Cadet Mora during this Grass and Gorillas event, and that actually got uploaded on the Goodfellow Air Force Base website, which then got passed on to the Special Warfare website as well as the Air Force recruiting website. So kind of one of the header images there, so it's really cool to get that spotlight. On the top right here, it's me carrying a 45-pound plate on my neck. After we finished the Phase 2, the mini phase 2, and my neck was still hurting for a week afterwards. On the bottom left, this was kind of an image of the crucible event in our mini phase 2 experience, where we were all carrying our rucks, but then also in our broken off teams, we had to carry a stretcher with 135 pounds on it, and then all other surrounding team members were also carrying 50-pound jerry cans for an unspecified amount of distance. I gotta be honest, it's probably one of the hardest physical experiences of my life. There were so many times that I wanted to quit, and I thought I was at my physical limit, and I was even considering feigning an injury just to get out of it. But, which I'm not thrilled to admit, but that's just the reality of how rough it is. I'm happy to say that I did not do that, and the really cool takeaway from that is you are actually so much more capable than you think you are. Because I really thought I was on my limit there, but we kept on going. Here's Cadet Moore and I during one of the initial rucks, and then
yeah, we're going through it. And then bottom, middle, my favorite thing we did, buddy breathing. So they put us down in the water. We had one snorkel, 2 masks, and we went under, and we basically shared the snorkel between us and tried to go as long as we could while the cadre were messing us up, flipping us, patching our blowholes, not letting us breathe. And we grew a little closer.
I guess you could say that. So here are a couple more images that were uploaded on the Goodfellow Air Force Base website. Unfortunately, not specifically of us. We're still trying to get a hold of the drive from the PA team at Goodfellow, because they took pictures of the entire weekend. But just it kind of exemplifies a little bit of what we did, from rucking, swimming, academics, PT, formation, and so on. And Special Warfare does PT formation completely differently, but that's a whole nother brief. And so actually Goodfellow Air Force Base PA put out this little YouTube short, which
In other news, Goodfellow Air Force Base and Angelo State University partnered together to host a Special Warfare Air Force Reserve Officer Training Corps weekend. 38 cadets from Air Force ROTC Detachment 847 and 10 other schools from across Texas, New Mexico, Oklahoma, Louisiana, and California spent 2 days at Goodfellow to gain exposure to many facets of special warfare, including water confidence events, land fitness, tactical decision making, and more.
So yeah, so obviously through an ODT like this, we have to have learned something. So a couple of our takeaways coming from me. So I actually found out that even pursuing something as intense as special warfare, you can totally do that simultaneously. You can pursue selection for special warfare simultaneous with rated board selections as well as just regular AFSC assignments. If you are assigned an AFSC, but then you are offered a slot in special warfare, that'll trump your AFSC selection, because special warfare just gets precedence on taking in people. And then, just like I was kind of mentioning before, you are so much more capable than you think you are. So, again, pushing past what I thought was possible for myself, it was an incredible experience, and I'll always have that takeaway incredibly valuable. And then also, we now just have a general, better understanding of what it takes, and if this very unique career field is a right fit, because the reality is, it's not. And I remember we had a little Q&A at the end of we had a little Q&A at the end of the ODT, and I actually asked all of our special worker cadre if how does that affect your personal life? And they had some really kind of sobering answers about that. So it really shows the kind of dedication that you need to have if you're going to pursue something like this.
Yeah, just like Cadet Carlson was saying a lot, and even in my science, mentality is everything. You constantly hold yourself back. And we don't realize that until you go through something crazy like this. Like, you are assigned something, you want to do something, you think you can do this level. You can do a whole other level if you just push for it, but you'll only ever reach this little level if you just keep holding yourself back. If you keep telling yourself, oh, I'm too tired, I had too much to do, I'm too stressed. And another key takeaway is to talk to people. These guys, these special warfare officers and enlisted, they were terrifying. But I still talk to them, even after the mini phase 2, after they made us ruck for easily 3 hours just straight with weights and a litter, I still asked him, what do you think I can improve on? What does leadership mean to you? How do you deal with people who don't want to be led? And he honestly gave me good answers that I can't quote right now, but it really changed my perspective. And I implore all of you, no matter how scary someone seems, no matter how much you don't want to talk to them, no matter how much you think you'll trouble them, talk to them. Because they love to talk about what they do. People love talking about their experiences. People love to share their knowledge and their wisdom. And people hope that you do better than them, now that you have their knowledge and their experience.
Right. So in conclusion, we discussed what is Air Force Special Warfare. We talked about the Special Warfare AFROTC weekend, or SWA. We talked about our experience at SWA, and also we talked about our takeaways from the ODT.
This concludes our brief. Are there any questions?